it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was the right thing to do, and it's the frequency that I'm in, and it's the love frequency. If it wasn't for like these people that, you know, have
thing you could imagine why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little more?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Out so many times, even very early on, where Diddy was making comments like, "Oh, now you're f***able, like you look right, I could fuck you now," and things like that. I don't even remember.
Really?
And
Yo, they keep effing with me. I'ma drug all of them up and pimp them out to my nigga. And I said that on your show before. So he didn't have no real plans for them. Not at all.
What did Puff Daddy do to the members of his girl group, Danity Kane? According to former member Aubrey O, they were treated more horribly than you could ever imagine. And Diddy is now trying to keep their mouths shut. But it's not going to be easy, with more and more secrets spilling every day. Until a few months ago, Sean Puffy Combs was one of music's most influential moguls with a legendary past and a powerful present. Now, it looks like he only has a bleak future left.
The legal saga that is plaguing Sean Diddy Combs and his legacy has left many wondering what's next for the embattled rapper and producer.
Starting with his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura slapping him with a $30 million lawsuit, a slew of accusations came out against him, each more harrowing than the last.
A lawsuit filed against Sean Diddy Combs accuses the music performer and executive of rape, physical abuse, and sex trafficking. The singer Cassie says the incidents occurred throughout her 10-year relationship.
From gang rape and domestic violence to sex trafficking, Diddy's lawyers were working full-time when his ex-producer Lil Rod presented yet another lawsuit that left the internet boiling. And the final nail in the coffin was a federal raid at his homes as part of a sex trafficking investigation.
Former music producer for Sean Diddy Combs worked on his latest album with him, suing him for sex trafficking and sexual assault and harassment. Well, they filed new court documents, and included in those documents was an unsworn declaration from Jones himself, detailing more things he saw, heard, experienced during his time working and basically living with.
And some experts consider the raid to be the tip of the iceberg, as many evidence obtained could be used by federal prosecutors if they're working to build their case against the hip-hop mogul.
But the thing is, Diddy's sex trafficking doesn't just stop at sex workers, it also extends to his artists. And one of them is the former beloved girl group Danity Kane, which was once a platinum album-selling group. While most of the members seem to prefer to keep their silence, the same can't be said for Aubrey O, who has been the vocal one from the start, and she has revealed some disturbing secrets about Diddy. The story starts from MTV's Making the Band, where Diddy was given charge of making the next big girl group. The resulting band was to be signed to Bad Boy Records as his latest artists. Except that's not what he had in mind, according to his ex-bodyguard Gene Deal.
When the camera was off, how was he treating him? Like he wasn't. Nah, he had no plans. That's all. That was all from MTV show. That was all for MTV show, bruh. He had no plans for them. Not at all.
It's a shocking detail that a record executive had no plans to manage his artists after making them go through an arduous selection process. Except they did better than he expected.
He really had no plans for Danity Kane. And they sold records. And I that's why I had said that thing about what he had said, because I think it's the parents or somebody was getting at him. They were the parents, the management, or whatever like that was getting at him hard. And that's when he made that statement that I had said. He said, yo, they keep effing with me. I'ma drug all of them up and pimp them out to my nigga.
He pointed out that he did nothing for them after the MTV show was over. Everything he made them do, like making the day band members walk long distances just to get him a cheesecake, was to satisfy his own ego.
So he didn't have no real plans for them. Not at all. You see what happened after the MTV shit went off? If you had plans for them, You the super producer. Somebody should have been on. He would go in there and just talk about, you know, all kinds of crazy shit about people or whoever it was. You know what I mean? Especially those kids.
What was he saying?
You know, it was just regular bullshit. You know, like who was hot, who was not. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't wait till this shit was over with. Stuff like that.
He pointed out that Diddy was making money off of them, while he would be surprised if they were getting paid at all.
Getting all the money from that. If they was getting $100 a day, I'd be remiss. They wasn't even making $100 a day, man. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get none of his time. They really couldn't get his time. Only them kids was having nightmares right now, bruh, for that cheesecake, going over the Brooklyn Bridge, walking all the way over there, hoping that they was going to get a deal, hoping they was going to do something with him, and he had no plans of doing none of that shit. It's not funny, man.
Moving on to Danity Kane, Aubrey O has leveled some pretty hefty accusations against him, starting with her getting kicked out because she wasn't willing to perform sexual favors for him and the people around him.
Thing you could imagine why somebody would want to fire somebody.
Can you give us a little more?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
Furthermore, she said she was the only one being put in that type of situation.
And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow.
She said that it was torture working under Diddy.
He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games, like just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands in it, moving everything. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of...
She also said that she and the members got comments on their looks often, which affected their self-esteem a lot, especially since they were at young and impressionable ages.
Be like, you're not hot anymore. Like, what happened? You don't have anything, like, you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed 1 million NDAs and 1 million contracts that took away all your rights. So you really were operating in an environment that you had no control in. Kind of looked at me and said, he finally thinks I'm pretty. That was what I thought in that moment. Now, I don't recall that, but she recalled it very clearly and come true. It's very much, it's grooming. It's very much like what the military does. They break you down to...
O'Day was also one of the first people to publicly show support for Cassie, commenting on her Instagram story, "What you sow, you shall reap. I pray this emboldens all of US victims to finally speak on what we have endured. There is no too soon on this one, just too late." She also mentioned Diddy following the raids at his homes. "Respectfully, I've been telling y'all this for 2 decades, and did anyone listen? No. Part of the reason O'Day is most vocal about him is that she has been having issues with him since making the band, partly because she was the most vocal.
You want to show all your skin, you want to be naked, but the whole concept of Danity Kane was like, when it comes together, it's one.
Puff's going hard on the group, and then all of a sudden he singles me out and starts going on and on about how unhappy he is with me, and I just feel like nothing.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown
I'm not
at
seeing the flexibility. You gaming me.
Your hair people came in today and they said this is how it needs to be.
You know what I'm talking about. You're pushing your own image, though.
I'm not worried about whether my hair is straight, curly, whatever. I'm not here in a group to have curly, straight, big, makeup, whatever. I'm here in a group to sing with my group, and that is all I care about.
It looked like she was only trying to take his advice on what to do as an artist, but he didn't like her getting out of control.
I read the things that people say. You're the one that told me to do that. I do that, and I make an honest assessment.
I don't want you to look like Pamela
myself.
Anderson. I don't want to sign Pamela.
Well, I want to look like Aubrey O.
That's in the direction where you don't look like her. You don't look like that girl that I signed.
You know. Not happy you hate me, then why you have me here?
I don't have to have you here. That's one thing that we can make clear. That's one thing we can make clear.
But
I don't have to have you here. I'm trying.
Why do you you have me here? Because every time it's just I'm such a problem.
I have you here because I feel you talented. But don't get it twisted. I'm starting to think about why do I have you here.
I'm not getting
okay, so you clear on that though. Check this out. You clear on that. You understand now. I'm asking myself why do I have you here. So I'll move on to something else. No, and I'll give you the answer soon. All right? And you may not be here then.
Okay. Before it gets to
and anybody want to go with you, they could go. Get it twisted, man. It gets dark and lonely. It does, trust me.
There were also instances where she stood up for the band and went head-to-head against Puffy, something that was probably a catalyst for her getting removed from the band in 2008.
I'm on the coming at you the most respectful way I can right now. We are not working together. Nothing disrespectful. I swear to you, we're fighting because we love DK, because we love Bad Boy, because we love Puff, because we want a good album. We're just so different, and we all absolutely hate. This stuff some of the stuff that y'all are really saying is this is gonna be 08 for you guys. It's a pimp and hoe situation. I feel like a hoe that's just been pimped, and that's it.
I told him, Aubrey, you had some concerns verbally about how you wanted to express yourself and how you felt, and you just kept it real and funky. And he wants you to say everything you said to him directly and make him understand and feel what it is.
So when I was going, I heard there were some things that y'all wanted to express to me. I heard that there was some kind of protesting, some objections to some of my trains of thought. Sometimes we're gonna have it out, so we gotta have it out. Let's get busy. Aubrey, you ain't got nothing to say? You got such a big mouth when I'm going. What you gotta say? Say it now.
I think that we really want to be pop international stars. We want to take over that market. We thought that that was the direction that all of us had talked about, and so we just aren't feeling like that's happening, and we're really confused and frustrated.
That's it?
This is very personal to us, and as an artist, I think you would understand that best. We just want to love what we're doing, and I know at the end of the day, we're not gonna love everything. It's a give and take, it's a compromise. This is a business, I get it.
I saw y'all, I believed in y'all. I chose to invest my time, invest my money, my energy in y'all. Y'all have to have trust in me.
But not all 5 of us have walked out of a studio yet and been like, I want to hear that song every day for the rest of my life. That is my
I got it.
We just want to love what we do, that's it.
All right, I got you. One thing that I want to do is definitely, apologize to y'all.
Did you just apologize? Did those words actually just come out of your mouth?
So when years later, Diddy said he would give his artists their publishing back, Aubrey O called bullshit no matter how glorified he tried to make it.
You know what I'm saying? It was the right thing to do, and it's the frequency that I'm in, and it's the love frequency. If it wasn't for like these people that, have helped me with all of these records, everybody, if there's anything, like that, just doing the right thing, that's just with the frequency that I'm in. And I think the frequency
they feel like the publishing has no value now, and you've already made all your money off it, so now you want to give it back because it's not really worth anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not the truth. Whatever your value of your publishing is, that's the value of your publishing, and it's really not.
In an Only Stands interview, she talked about how Danity Kane members were in debt by the end of their successful run, despite selling millions of albums.
I just want to throw you the facts, okay?
Sure.
The deal that we were offered, and when I say we, not every artist got it. Like Day 26 did not get it. But this is what it is. You can have your rights back to your music after Puff went under and somebody else bought our catalog. So this is long after we have 2 double platinum albums, $14, $15 an album from 2 million albums is, what is the math on that, 48 million?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm a mathematician, but maybe.
So $48 million somebody made on me.
Yeah.
I did not make anything. When I said I did Christina Aguilera for free, I didn't do Christina Aguilera for free, but the record label recouped it all. We were in debt at the end of that tour.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
She also talked about it in a separate interview.
I didn't see a penny of it. None of us did.
Right.
Because
the bill, and I'm sure they made a lot of money off of us as well. We were paid, I think, in the beginning like $4,000. I make 6 figures on a television show nowadays, and I won't take anything under that. You know how
She also added that she couldn't get paid from making the band reruns either because it was the only MTV show that hadn't been brought back.
So I worked for free for the first 6-7 years of my career, basically, and also MTV was not paying us. And this is another part that I have that I feel some kind of way about, because MTV since then, in these recent years, has brought back every big cult show, meaning it had millions of followers, and it was at least 6 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Making the Band is one of those. They brought back Real World, they brought back Jersey Shore, they brought back Laguna Beach. Making the Band is the only one that they did not bring back. And Making the Band is the only cult MTV show that made that network, one of them, that they have never played in one rerun. Not one rerun. So I'd like to know why, and if it has something to do.
She then brought the stipulations for getting their publishing back, which included an ironclad NDA.
When the deal is, when this benevolent man who's just now had a change of heart and has decided to pay us as talent and also as writers, we're credited with publishing. So basically, we only get the amounts due since Sony bought our catalog.
Okay.
So streaming for the past couple years, it's about $800, $900, some in the hundreds, okay? And in order to get that, I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
She said that she was offended and told people around her not to take the deal because it meant cutting off any chance of income through documentaries on their experiences.
But for people that worked for 6 years of their life and entered an industry where somebody made, what, $48 million?
Nearly $50 million?
And we didn't even see a penny of that, and we were in thongs and 5-inch heels for years of our lives on stage. And not any of it did we see. Honest to God, you can read from our attorney.
Yeah.
This is the honest to God agreement of what I'm being offered. A few $100s to sign away my rights to ever tell the story of what I went through again.
Gene Deal also talked about the NDA offers in an interview with Art of the Dialogue.
I'll give y'all publishing, but y'all can't talk about Janice Combs, Justin Combs, Sony, Bad Boy, or anything that happened. Y'all can't talk about none of that. But there's some artists that didn't say anything, that didn't sign it, and they able to talk about anything they want to. And I think that's those girls that was, I think, Danity Kane. I think a couple of them didn't sign it. And boy, oh boy, they probably gonna go after him too. Because I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm going to drug their ass off and pick them out and pip them out to my nigga. He said, I'm going to drug them out. I'm going to get them all on drugs, and I'm going to pimp their ass out to my nigga. And I was like, them somebody kids, and walked out. And there's somebody that heard me.
In another interview, she also talked about why people were so afraid to come forward about Diddy. She brought up the allegation in Cassie's lawsuit that Diddy had gotten Kid Cudi's car blown up and said a normal person would be right to be scared.
To me, I've never seen them on my block. Or I'll make a quick U-turn if I need to get some groceries and like a big car busts a U-turn in a really weird spot. It's like there are things that I know to look out for because I've been followed before in multiple settings that I'm noticing. So let me just ask you, would you not be a bit worried or stay at home or keep yourself safe? Would you not?
I'm a little worried.
Aubrey has proven again and again that she won't sit for less than what Danity Kane deserves and is supporting all of Diddy's victims. After the Cassie lawsuit first came out, she said in a statement to Rolling Stone, "I am in full support of Cassie. It isn't easy to take on one of the most powerful people in this industry and be honest about your experience with them. I know what her heart is feeling right now because I have done so as well. May her voice bring all the others to the table so we can start having more transparent conversations about what is actually happening behind the scenes. There is a lot more to all of our stories." No matter what, Aubrey O is willing to take a stand against Diddy, and now she's bearing it all for a TMZ documentary.
TMZ ran the headline, and I have a screenshot of it because I do want to call you out. I received the publishing deal. I know what it says. I know how much money it was giving me. I'll tell you, $330. $300.30 for a full release of all claims against Diddy and many other players. We would probably be making moves to keep as many people quiet as possible. When I went to look at the publishing deal, it said anything but I'm being made whole financially again. In fact, it asked me to not be able to have access to my story and my experience anymore. It asked me specifically to stay silent and never speak poorly about a human. So then I realized something really bad is coming.
Are the rest of the Danity Kane members going to speak out? Let's wait and see. That's it for now. Don't forget to tell us what you think in the comments below. For more updates, hit the bell icon.